What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Hayden's Conversations podcast, episode number 10 deep. It's been about a week since I've dropped a podcast, so I was like, you know what? I need to fucking get one in. Welcome back. Thank you, everybody, for supporting and liking, subscribing, sharing, giving good feedback. Also, kind of like reaching out and saying, hey, this is what you could do. This is how it could be better. Things like that. So I really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for watching. To get into it, basically, I have a couple topics that I want to talk about. Obviously, that's kind of like now the route that I'm going is by introducing the topics, right? So it's not always winning and losing. It's fighting when you know you need to do something, right? Act when you know you need to act. Inaction is an action in itself. The second best time to do something is now. And then the first best time to do it was 5-10 years ago. Right? The most important things in life have been accomplished by men who kept fighting when there seemed to be no hope. So let's break some of this shit down, right? It's not always winning and losing. It's fighting when you know you need to do something. Now, we're not talking physically fighting somebody because you're like, fuck, I know I need to fight somebody. It's like right now, whatever it is to get to where you want to be and do what you want to do, acting on what it takes to start today to get there. So whatever career path you want to go on, whatever mental change that you need in your life, maybe it's like you're acting off of anger in a relationship and you're like, dang, I need to address this now. I need to reflect on myself now. I need to learn and study about a business that I want to get into now before I can even get into the business. All these things that are in your mind and in your like internal compass that are telling you what you need to do, what's best for you, not what's best for how you feel, because how you feel and what you need to do are completely different. They go down two different paths. What's best for you is going to be hard and it's going to be a struggle. It's not going to be easy. And you're going to have to learn so much more than you even think that you have to learn. Right? So there's so many processes that you don't even know about because you haven't asked these questions. But it's starting to ask the questions. It's starting the journey of if I'm going to eat better, not eating out or not eating fast food tonight. And then it's tomorrow night, not eating it tomorrow night. And then it's when you want to eat that fast food, it's not eating the fast food, right? This is all basic bullshit. But the thing is that do you have the mental fortitude? Do you have that strength, the discipline to tell yourself that you don't want to eat that anymore? Whatever it is, if you want to learn or get into a different field of work, anything that you want to change in your life right now, it's not going to change right now if you don't change. You're going to keep getting what you're getting if you keep doing what you're doing. Most people think their success is going to come by winning the lottery, that this opportunity is just going to appear. And then boom, it's success. It's overnight. Where I would argue, if you're not putting in the work to get there, if you're not putting yourself in a position to continuously find an opportunity, you have to find these opportunities. The opportunities will present themselves. The opportunity of change and success will present itself. But it doesn't just appear. You have to strategically work your way into the opportunity. So that day that comes where the opportunity is presenting itself, do you have the skills? Do you have the knowledge to where somebody is going to present the opportunity to you? And then you have to be able to analyze and recognize the opportunity has came. What you're asking for has come. Now, there's another issue with opportunities coming is because once you get it, can you act on it? Can you take a step back and be like, okay, the opportunity's here. This is what I've been asking for, and not shy away from it. Don't allow that anxiety to prevent you from doing something. Use that anxiety, that like nervousness of feelings to enhance and it's a mechanism that our bodies do when we get heightened, our emotions get heightened and we get all this anxiousness and stuff like that. It actually increases your awareness. So allow that anxiety to help you grow. Allow that like, oh shit moment. That's like, damn, it's really here. Am I going to actually act upon it? And most people don't act upon it when they get it, because then they're like, oh shit, it actually takes a lot more opportunity. It takes a lot more responsibility. That's the thing, is like, people don't calculate this into the opportunity that they're wanting. It's this opportunity also takes this much more responsibility. And do you have the ability and the desire to take more responsibility? Because now it's more on your shoulders. It's more on your plate. After a long day's worth of work of everything that you're already doing, do you want to take more responsibility? And if you say yes, analyze the opportunities that you've denied. Analyze the opportunities that have come that you said, no, actually, you know what? I don't want to take it. And analyze the opportunities that did come, but were they helpful opportunities, right? Like, not everybody is going to come to you with a golden egg. Somebody can come to you and be like, hey, I think this is a great plan. This is a business plan that I have, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, okay, cool. I didn't look into anything you just said. I just trusted your word, and I didn't do my own research on it to ask you questions if this is a good idea or not. I just trusted you to be like, you know what? Let's do it. Here's my money. And next thing you know, now you're out money because you didn't do your own research on if this is a good proposal or not, right? So it's just a lot. It's a combination of all these things that, yes, you want change, but change starts today, right? You have to do it today. You're not going to get healthier tomorrow if you don't start today. In 5 years, you're not going to get healthier in 5 years if you don't start today. You're not going to have a better physique if you don't go to the gym today. You're not going to learn and save money if you're not reading books today about how to manage money or where to route your money. You're not learning communication if you're just continuously staying in that same field of your own communication. How about go look up videos on how to communicate, how to learn how to talk, how to learn how to listen. All these things that it starts today when you don't want to do it, because there's all these things on your plate that you're already doing, but you want to change, but you're not doing the steps to get to change. So just analyze, do you really want this thing? And if you really want it, are you really pushing yourself to get to that change, to get to the person that you want to be? It's not about, I think there's a hard line between comparing yourself to somebody that you want to be and comparing yourself to who you want to be, right? So like, you need to think about who you want to be in 5, 10 years, whatever it is. Not, I have this person that I look up to, and these are the things that they do, so I need to do all the things they do. Yes, you can have guidance. You can have help by somebody saying, hey, follow these steps. But those steps worked for that person. Now, if they work for a lot of people, most of the times those are good steps. However, everybody's steps are going to be different. Your steps are going to be different from the successful person that you look up to. And when you become successful, your steps are going to be completely different, because y'all are just different people. Your backgrounds are different. The life and time in life that you're in, that you're going through, that you've been through is just different. So everything that you're going to do, you have to do with the consideration of changing yourself, not changing to be somebody else that you look up to. Like, you can't say, I want to be this person, if this person is not you. You can't be, I don't know, just a name off the top of my head. I have a couple names off the top of my head, but I don't want to say them. Okay, I'll say it anyways. It's like, if I want to be this person that I want to be, I can look and say, Andrew Tate is somebody that I highly respect. I like his morals. I like his values. I like what he has to say. I like the lifestyle he lives. However, I'm not Andrew Tate. I'm not going through his life that got him to where he's at. But I can listen to the principles of the effort, the discipline, the consistency, and the morals that he has to guide me to get there. I can read a book that talks about the richest man and how he managed his money. And you can follow these simple steps, but your life is going to be different. So what are you doing to change yourself in the environment that you're in? Do you have to change your friends? Is that one of the big things? It's like really hard to sit there and say you want to change, and then your friends are constantly asking you to go out, constantly asking you to go drink, going to parties, going to spend your money. How much money are you saving, or how much money are you spending that you could be saving? Right? it's such a huge picture, and it's so much deeper than just saying I want to change. Because if you're simply saying I just want to change, do you actually want to change, or do you just want to be this person that you idolize, that you think is this great person? When in reality, most of these people that we can idolize, we don't even know who they are because we've never met them in person. So we actually don't know who they are personally. Most people that are watching this, actually I would argue that most people that are watching this probably know me, because it's mostly my close friends that are going to watch this versus people that don't know me. But if there's anybody that's watching this that doesn't know me personally, and some friends that don't even know me personally, right? You can model the principles that I'm telling you to do and how to change and what to change. But to just sit there and say, oh, this is Hayden, this is what he does in life, I'm going to follow this entire route so that way I can get to where Hayden's at in life. If you followed everything that I did in life, it would take you 27 years to get to where I'm at. Whereas if you just follow the principles of the things that I'm telling you of what to change in your life now, it would save you 27 years of information that I had to learn to get to where I'm at. So just follow the principles, don't follow the person, right? But let's go back to it. You're not going to ever want to 100% do this all the time. Do you have the willpower to do this when you don't want to do it? When you need to change, are you going to change? That's the simple way to put. It's not always winning and losing. It's fighting when you know you need to do something. You're not guaranteed a win in everything you do. If you look back and reflect on an argument that you had with somebody and you're like, dang, how could I change the outcome of this argument by wording what I have to say differently? It is not going to change the first time. And if you give up after that one time of effort, then you won't make it, because it takes multiple times to learn to change. And then once you're learning to change over time, it's implementing what you've learned. And then that's when you change. After X amount of time that you've been doing this change, that you've been changing the way you are, then people will take a step back and be like, oh shit, he's actually changing. She's actually changing. She's became a different person because she's doing different steps in her life to get to where she wants to be at, or to change the outcome that she keeps getting. So there's a difference between learning and intellect. Learning is a change in behavior through a result of an experience. Intelligence is how fast can you learn it? How many times does it take you to fail until you learn, until you have that change in behavior? And take a step back and analyze that. How many times in whatever it is that you're going through in your life have you found yourself in the same position over and over and over? I have X amount of money, I save it up until maybe X amount of dollars, say hypothetical, let's say $3,000 is your fucking target number. You're always hitting $3,000, and by the time you hit $3,000, you fucking blow it all. Next thing you know, next month, something happens and you don't have enough money. Then it's like you save it up for $3,000 and then you fucking spend it all and something happens. When you get to $3,000, analyze what decisions you're making, because there's a difference between things in life happening to you, like a fucking roof, a car accident, you got to buy groceries, you got to do some shit, right? Like things in life that you need, that are a necessity required from you, that do just come up. But I guarantee you it doesn't come up 100% of every time that you get to $3,000. Right? Maybe when you get to $3,000, you get comfortable with the money that you had. How about at $3,000, now set another goal for $10,000. Once you get to $10,000, don't fucking blow it all and go back to the original ways that you had when you were at $3,000. Because the whole goal of me telling you this scenario of saving your money and constantly spending it, it's because you might have enough discipline to get to $3,000, but then after you get to $3,000, do you still want what you originally wanted? Did you, like, was $3,000 comfortable enough for you to not change? was five good arguments that came to a good conclusion. And then the sixth argument was this fucking fiasco, this bad argument. Now you're back to square one. Then the next five arguments, you're good. And then after that sixth, like you're on that sixth argument, now you're back to square one. It's continuously changing. This is so wild to me that people are comfortable in life and where they're at. I am not that person. So it's hard for me to listen to somebody tell me that they're comfortable with where they're at. It doesn't matter to me where I'm at. I'm always wanting growth. There's always more that I can have, more that I can do, more that I can learn. And that's where it's hard for me to talk to somebody that's not like that, because I just can't imagine a lifestyle like that. And if you are the person that just simply is comfortable with your life, do you? That's cool. But that's not me. I want more, and I always want more. Every time I get X amount of money, I get a different job, I get the car I want, I get the house I want, I get the dog I want, I have the wife I have. All these things in my life that I have, I still want more, and it's not enough. I am grateful and I am appreciative, and I thank God that I'm aware that I have what I have. And I'm thankful for everything that I have because God has given it to me. God has provided to me. God has given me the opportunities, and I have taken the opportunities to get to where I'm at. But I have also missed opportunities that have presented themselves. And I have to take a step back and realize, was that a good opportunity? Did I miss the opportunity? Was that a bad opportunity? Did I dodge that opportunity? Right? It's all these things that is so much deeper than just thinking that I need to eat healthier today. Can you even fathom where you're going to be at in 1 year? How many goals and what's your sight picture for where you're going to be at in a year? Do you even dedicate time to yourself? Is all your time going to go out and party and spend time with your friends and watch social media and hope that one day it's just going to happen without actually putting the time into yourself to be like, you know what? I need to read books because I don't understand why I'm doing the things that I'm doing. So how about if I don't understand why it is that I don't know what I'm doing, let's start to research. Let's ask myself, first off, what it is that I don't know that I want to do. I want to do this, but I don't know how to do this. How many times am I sitting there taking a step back from all these external pressures of let's go out, let's go party, let's go do all these things. Bye. Y'all go do that. You have to say this. Sacrifice that idea of fun, of what you want to do now, of chasing this pleasure, and take a step back and throw all that shit away. It can literally take a year. And then when you go back, and after a year of you sitting down, saying what it is that you're not doing or what it is that you want to do, and then ask yourself, am I doing this? Am I doing this? Am I doing this? What did I do this week to get me closer to my goals? It's reflection. Constantly reflect on yourself. Give yourself time to be with yourself. Turn the phone off. Turn the podcast off. Turn the music off. Turn the TV shows off. Dude, I can't even watch TV shows. Yo, if you, look, hear me out. First off, TV shows are just indoctrinating you to believe that what they're it's an agenda. All these things on TV shows are now just an agenda. Why is it that it's always a fucking strong female character beating up men? Men are stupid. There's always some fucking biracial relationship. There's a gay relationship. It's all to normalize all the unnormal shit. Side tangent is like, I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're black. I don't care if it's whatever the fuck, if you think that you want to be a woman that's going to lead a relationship and a man. Dude, do you, right? But if all you're doing is consuming content of this agenda that's forcing you to believe a certain idea because it's all subliminal messaging of what you should believe, instead of turning that shit off and doing what's best for you, which is putting time into yourself. You won't ever get to this position in life that you want to be at if you're just constantly watching these movies that make you feel good because there's this character that resembles who you are in your life, and you're like, damn, that is me. I'm going through that. And this person succeeds because he has a hero ending. Bullshit. It's all to keep you in the mindset that just wasting your time on social media, on TikTok, on movies, on TV shows, to distract yourself from making yourself more valuable. What are you doing today that you don't want to do that could make yourself more valuable? Making yourself more valuable is literally something along the lines of eating healthier, because you can last longer. Your life will be longer if you eat healthier. So in that amount of time that you have just extended your life eating healthier, you now have become more valuable, right? Somebody can come and ask you questions about, dang, you were fat. Now you're not. How did you get there? You have value to yourself, right? You didn't know how to fly a helicopter. Now you know how to fly a helicopter. Here's a salary to teach people how to fly a helicopter. What are you doing to make yourself more valuable? And then don't just simply stop when you have this job after a week of eating healthy. It's continuously putting time and effort into yourself to get to where you want to be at. It's ruthless. And if this right here is painful to listen to, you don't like what I have to say because it's holding yourself accountable now. You have to hold yourself accountable. I want to help you change. That's why I do this shit. That's the reason why I'm having this podcast. I want to change your mindset. I want to change your perspective. If you don't want to do that, if you're resisting, if you're procrastinating the change, you'll never change. What you want in life will never come, because a piece of gold does not just land on your front doorstep. However, if it did, if you won the lottery, do you know how to maintain that money? Or would you just go broke because you'd never learned the lesson of how to manage money? If you took a pill to get you skinny, what is to say that in a year after you stop taking this pill, that you're not going to get fat again because it wasn't disciplined? It was the easy way. Instead of eating right and working out when you don't want to because life is hard. Congratulations. We all have a hard life, right? We all have a story. That's one of the things that I learned very quickly in an argument back in fucking junior high. I think it was junior high or high school. I had an argument with this kid, and I was like, you don't fucking know, blah, 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 this is what I go through. And he was like, dude, we all have a story. In high school, somebody said that to me, and I was like, oh, shit. Ever since that moment, I've always reflected on that, and I'm like, damn, you know what? Everybody does have a fucking story. That is life. Life is hard. And if you're just going to complain about how life is hard, life is continuously going to be harder with a negative perception, because you're always thinking about how bad and how hard and how negative this life is. Instead of just simply accepting that life is hard and then enjoying the process of like, damn, I don't like healthy food right now. But after a month of eating healthy food actually tastes really good. And then you eat processed food, and now processed food tastes like shit. So then you're like, damn, I want to go back to eating healthy. But eating healthy requires you to do your research on what healthy food is, then cooking the meals. And it's not just going out and getting a quick bite to eat kind of thing. So it takes time from you. It takes effort. All these things that you don't want to do, that you know you need to do to get to where you want to go. Simply put, that's what it is. Act when you know, and next subject, right? Because it kind of leads in there, right? Act when you know you need to act. Inaction is an action in itself. The second best time to do something is now. The best time was 5, 10, 20 years ago, right? If you're not doing something, that is doing something. If you're not getting closer to your goals, you're constantly not getting closer to your goals, right? One second. The time you're wasting that you could be using to get to where you want to go, you could start today. You could start right now at this podcast. Put that fucking donut down. Put it down right fucking now. I'm going to fucking hit you. I'll kiss you, bitch ass. Anyway, sorry. You'll say a little Little insight of who I am. I'm a jokester. I'm not super hard ass. I take life seriously, right? However, in that seriousness, it's out of progression in life. I eat fucking donuts. I eat, like, Chick-fil-A is the extent to the fast food that I'll eat. I eat out. I do these things. But that's like maybe 1% of the time that I do things. There's no such thing as perfection. I got that. However, if you think that not doing something is going to someday change and you're going to get what you want because you haven't done to get what you want, then you're just delusional. It's literally nobody has told you in your life that you're not doing what you need to do. Like, hear me out. You're not doing what you need to do. If you're fat and you want to change that you're fat, it's just simply you're not doing what you need to do. There you go. I hit you with the reality truth. If you aren't going to the gym and you want to be muscular, you're not doing what you need to do. Your inaction is an action in itself, right? If you're not studying for a test that's coming up and you fail the test, that's because your inaction was an action and you didn't do shit, and then you failed the test, and now you're probably blaming the instructor that, well, they didn't give me this, they didn't give me this. Maybe just simply take accountability and accept that you're not doing what it is that you need to do. In life, this is what I have learned. There is no participation award. The participation award goes to the employees. Right? The people that work 9 to 5, here's your participation award. It's your paycheck. What you did is just brought revenue to your company. Say, hypothetical situation, I work for $100 an hour. In that hour, my boss makes $400 an hour. So my boss just made $400 off of my $100 of work that I did. My boss made $400 for not doing shit by giving me a participation award of saying, here you go. Thanks for being a participant. I'll take the money. Right? What are you not doing? What is your participation award that you think that you're doing where that you think that you deserve this reward? Do you think, like, in that situation, I should get the total $500? Well, why? I don't own the helicopter. I'm not paying for the helicopter. I'm not paying the maintenance on it. I'm not running the business. I'm not managing the employees. I'm not managing right? There's so much more shit that, like, are you thinking about this in your life that you think that you should get more, but you're not doing more, right? And if you are doing more, good. And maybe you don't have the reward right now. But when you don't have the reward right now, does that mean that you're not going to get it in the future? First off, winning is not guaranteed to anybody. Right? But if you're putting the time back into yourself and you're gaining your own value, you're making yourself more valuable to the marketplace, to whatever field that you're in. And value comes not just by the job that you're doing. Value comes in how can you speak? How can you talk? Do you talk like an ignorant person? Like, ignorance isn't necessarily what I mean is, like, as in ignorance, it's like, are you speaking off of the ignorance of not knowing what you're fucking talking about? Or the way that you're wording your words, is it being perceived in the wrong way because you don't know how to get your message across? So now you just lost a sale, you just lost a customer, you just lost the opportunity of meeting somebody that's like, hey, this person has a good head on their shoulders. They know what the fuck they're talking about. Or even if they don't know what they're talking about, they know that they need to learn more to get to where they want to be at. And that alone, the ability to learn, somebody that has learned, because they had the ability to learn, looks at somebody else that knows they want to learn and they're in the process of learning, looks at that person, it says that that person has the ability and, I said this the other day, potential. They have the potential to be somebody, right? Grow yourself and you will have potential. Right? That's a huge, huge change in mindset that you need to have. You're not going to win tomorrow. Maybe you do, right? But did you learn everything you needed to learn in the 5 years that say you accomplish a goal that's tomorrow. You started today and you accomplished this crazy astronomical, like you won the lottery tomorrow. So your goal is $1 million, right? And you won the $1 million lottery tomorrow. Or you take 10 years and and then in that 10 years, you get that $1 million. Who's going to have more wisdom? Who's going to know how to manage that money more? Are you thinking about this, or are you just thinking about, damn, I want the money, I want the money? Because the money doesn't solve your problems. It's your ability to make actions with knowledge and experience and wisdom that you have to ask yourself. You have to put that time back into yourself. The time that you don't want to do it, right? That's where the growth happens. That's where your potential comes in. That's where the opportunities come in, because people see potential in you, that you're wanting what you say you want by doing what it is that you say you want to do, right? The second best time to do something is now, right? We all know that. Like, I don't know if you ever heard this or not, but the second best time to do something is now. The first best time to do it was 5 years ago. What if, let's put a scenario to you. What if you're fat and you're listening to this and you're like, damn, you know what? I do want to change. And from this moment that you watch this video, in 5 years, you didn't do anything. You're still going to be fat. So in 5 years, you're going to be like, fuck, I should have 5 years ago listened to what Hayden had to say. Or you could also look right now and be like, damn, 5 years ago, I could have not done the eating habits or the workout habits or whatever it is, my laziness habits. I could have not done that to get to where I'm at today. But you have to start today. The second best time is today. The first best time was 5 years ago. And I think it takes failures in life to understand that this is something that you wanted to do. This is something that you don't want, that you're experiencing in life right now. I don't want financial stress that is on the sense of it's hard to pay my bills. When I was living in Houston, I had a $700,000 house that I could barely pay. I mean, we were paying groceries off of credit card. Like, I was going to the grocery store off of credit cards. I ended up maxing out my credit cards. Me and my wife maxed both like our credit cards out. I had a very expensive car that I could barely pay for, and then my house note. All these things, and I was going to school at the same time. I could barely afford to live. I mean, actually, I couldn't afford to live because everything was going on the credit card. So then the next 2 years, I spent all this brain power on this struggle of, holy shit, this is so hard, because now all the money that I am making, I can't use. I can't go enjoy a life because now I have to pay back the inexperience of how to manage money. I had to go back and reflect on, like, damn, this is where I spent my money wrong. This is a bad action that I did. This is where I used money where I shouldn't have used it. And now, with the knowledge that I have and the experience of, don't do that shit again, because that shit's not fun. And I'm still feeling the effects of the inability to know how to manage money. So that's why I've been on this fucking huge craze the last year of how to manage money. I've read like 3 books in the last, probably closer to like 5 books, but I think 2 of them were more so along the lines of financial books. But in the last like 2 or 3 months, because I just want to keep learning and keep learning and keep learning. So that way I can keep getting more efficient with how I manage my money, right? So if I would have known how to manage my money 5 years ago, I wouldn't have done what the fuck I did. But I can't change the past. The only thing I can do is change what I'm doing now and the future. What's going to come in the future? What am I going to do that's different today that will get me a different result in the future? You have to ask yourself these questions. This is shit that I've learned, that I already know. And I'm trying to give this back to you guys. Maybe it's not health. And the only reason why I'm saying fat is because that's like it's one of the easiest, or financial. It's like, those are the 2 things that most people know what they need to do, and they're not doing it. Right? If you make $1,000 a month, save 10% of it. $1,000, 10% of $1,000 is what? $100? I mean, excuse me. Is it $10? Yo, math is hard. Hold on. Let's break out the calculator. $1,000 times 10%. Okay, $100. If you make $1,000 a month, literally just put away $100. Just put it away. Put it somewhere where you can't touch it, and don't touch it. Don't look at it and be like, okay, well, now I have $400, so I can spend $100 to get my nails done. I can spend $100 to go get these new shoes that I want. Keep it there. Be disciplined. So that way, in 5 years, if you did, 1,000, 1,200, so 50, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, so $7,000. Let's see if my math is good. So 12 times 5 times, 600. 100. So 6,000. Fuck, my math was off. I was close. So 6,000. So if you're making $1,000 a month every year for 6 years. Oh, because I said 6, so it was 7,000. And I think I calculated 5. All right, so hear me out. Let's redo this math. If you're making $1,000 a month for 5 years and you put away $100 a month for 5 years, you will have $6,000 in your account. And $6,000 to somebody that's making $1,000 a month is a lot of money. But if you continuously let go of that discipline and that consistency and that effort, you're never going to get there. It will not just happen. A surprise in your bank account will not just happen. You have to change now. Now is the second best time. Learn from your 5 years ago. 5 years ago, what were you not doing that you know now that you should be doing? And then imagine in 5 years what you're going to learn. So how old are you right now? Right? Ask yourself this question. What position are you in your life? Where are you working? What are you doing with your life? Whatever. Legitimately think about where will you be in 5 years? Again, sit down, write yourself these fucking answers. Analyze where you were at 5 years ago. Every year, the growth that you've had or what the change has been had. Have you had growth? What has changed? And don't bullshit it. Be 100% honest with yourself. That is another huge issue. These participation award pussies think that by telling themselves a lie that they've changed so much in their life, are they really actually changing? And I'm sorry to use vulgar language, right? I'm not trying to be this asshole, whatever. It's just like this soft mentality of like, oh my God, like I changed so much. Well, what did you change? I learned my lesson here. And it's like, okay, well, what's your lesson? It's like, no, how about this? I learned my lesson on how to spend money because I went flat broke. I threw away X amount of money that I'm not going to say on TV or whatever on the podcast, but I threw away a lot of money that I could have invested. I could have put into a savings account. I could have just taken 10% and put it in there. And fuck, dude, I couldn't imagine how much money I can't imagine how much money I'd have in my savings account. It would be ridiculous. And not even savings account, my investment account. And then how much money, like how much I have learned by spending money terribly, and now how I manage my money. How much I've learned and how to analyze a situation that's a good or a bad situation. What's a good decision? What's a bad decision? Do I want to go out and spend $200 at a bar, or do I want to put $200 in my fucking savings account? And then when I have the ability, can I put it into an investment account? Can I use my money to pay somebody else so that way it takes me less time for somebody to get me money? What are you learning, right? And then, hear me out. I had a conversation, and it was in my last podcast that I was talking about, and I'm reflecting on the same conversation. When you talk to somebody that has already learned these, and they're on year 5 after learning this, I'm fucking quiet, I'm listening, and I am in shock that somebody can have so much information at the same age as me. I had this conversation, and this guy was giving me all the knowledge, not all the knowledge, but like in the conversation that we were having, he was showing the knowledge that he had in this portion of the conversation, and my fucking jaw drops because I'm like, you are the same age as me, and you have this much knowledge. And that's where I want to go. I don't want to stay where I'm at in life. If you want to stay and you don't want to reflect on yourself and you don't want to tell yourself, maybe I haven't been doing this. Maybe I haven't been eating right. Maybe I haven't been managing my money right. Maybe I'm not pushing myself because I'm just comfortable in staying in the position of where I'm at. Maybe it's at your work. Maybe you don't want to ask for a promotion. Maybe you're not doing any kind of studies on the side of where you want to go at. And maybe you are. But if you are you acting? Or are you just in the time? Because hear me out. I feel like that's where I'm at right now. I'm in that transition period of where I don't hang out with friends. I don't do anything. I am the fucking most boring person because when I come home, I just sit here on my fucking computer after work and I just read, learn shit, type shit in, use ChatGPT for any questions you have regarding a business, regarding how to savings plan, regarding on how to get out of debt, whatever the fuck it is. If you don't know where to start using ChatGPT. Right? ChatGPT will give you a shit ton of answers that you're looking for. Think it's a joke? Try it. Anyways, I want more in my life. So I want to reflect and I want to hold myself accountable for what I didn't do 5 years ago, what I'm going to do today. So that way in 5 years, I will look back and be like, I am thankful that I changed, that I did the hard things that I didn't want to do in the moment, going to the gym, going on a run, reading books, working extra, blah, 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 whatever the fuck, building connections, whatever it is, I'm thankful that I'm doing it now because I know in 5 years I'm going to look back and be like, I am glad I did this. Are you going to look back in 5 years and be like, damn, I should have done it? That's the difference between the people that do it and the people that don't. They do it now. So in 5 years, the people that don't do it look at you and say, damn, it's lucky. Damn, you're lucky that you have this. Whereas I'm like, no, I'm not lucky because I had to put in all the work. I would argue that luck comes through opportunity, and opportunity comes through work that you put into yourself, because people don't give you just opportunities because it's you. People give you opportunities because the value that you're providing to somebody that's willing to give you the opportunity. Right? Most of the important things in life have been accomplished by men who kept fighting when there seemed to be no hope at all. Right? Right now, that's a perfect segue into where I'm at in life, and maybe the person that's listening, maybe that's where you're at in life. Maybe you've done everything that I just fucking said. Maybe you're on the same path that I'm on, that you're just like, dude, I'm doing this shit. I'm doing this shit. Shut the fuck up. I'm doing this shit. What else can I do? Keep fucking going. That's it. Even when you feel like success is not right at your grasp, it's like right there, but you can't grab it, and the opportunity hasn't presented itself. One day it fucking will. Like, it just will. Because I'm a sole believer that God rewards you for your hard work. God doesn't reward you for just breathing. That's why there's a difference between successful people and non-successful people. The successful people are mostly the people that have had to work their entire lives to get to where they're at today. The unsuccessful people, which is okay to be unsuccessful if you don't want to be. And the idea of success is a little bit different from everybody. I got it. If you don't want to be wealthy, you don't want to have time to do anything, and you just want to work a 9 to 5 because it's easy, less responsibility, and you're just going to live the 9 to 5 life, come home, watch TV, hang out with your family, and that's what you enjoy doing, dude, that is a different topic that I'm not talking about. I'm not talking to those people. I'm talking to the people that look at their life, they work 9 to 5, and they're not happy about it because you are giving your time to somebody else. And we only have a small amount of time in life. Until you lose somebody, you don't realize how precious time is. Because it's like you see in that loss in that person how much they still had to give, how much their life was about to be. And when they lose that, you reflect on yourself and you're like, damn, I don't want to spend the rest of my life giving my time to an employer, where my employer is in the position that I want to be in, where everybody is giving me their time. And now it can sound fucked up, but I don't think it's fucked up, because there's people that don't want what the people that I'm talking to right now want. There's people that don't want the responsibilities. So as me, so tangent, as me as an employer, once I get to that point, my job is to provide the best lifestyle that I can for them outside of work and in work. So I want to have my equipment nice and clean and as best as possible. I want to have a structured, outlined, what is it called? Standard operating procedures. Like I want them to know every time they get to a job site, you need to do X, Y, and Z. It should take this amount of time. I'm going to go out there with you so that way I can see the processes and the steps of maybe it's not as simple as me, the employer, thinks it is. That's a fault on a lot of employers. Employers will be like, hey, go do this job. And this job should take you an hour. Next thing you know, you spend 3 hours on this job. And then your employer calls you like, why are you billing me for 3 hours? And it's like, well, you didn't calculate this X, Y, and Z. You didn't calculate the time it takes for this. You calculated for the job to go smoothly. So now reflecting on that, because I've been in that position numerous times as the employee where my employer will be like, hey, why are you doing this? Why is it taking so long? Why aren't you doing it like this? Blah, blah, blah. Where now with that information as the employee, when I become the employer, I want to go out with my employees and I want to say, hey, one, thank you for giving me your time, right? Like I'm aware that you're giving me your time. I'm appreciative of that. Next, let me be in the field with you and let me see how much time it takes you to do. What's your questions, right? How do you do what it is that you do? Here's how I want it to be done. And now let me listen to you. Maybe you have a way to get it done faster and simpler because at that time it saves you time and it saves me money, right? So the whole point of all that, let's go back to if you are the person that wants this change, that wants success, that wants this idea of wealth that I'm talking about, it doesn't just happen overnight. It takes a lot of learning lessons. And for those that are doing this right now, congratulations. I feel like you and I are in the same boat. I don't talk to many friends. I have like fucking one or two friends that I can have a deep conversation with, and barely do they have time to do this shit because they're in the same fucking boat as I'm in. I don't have time to play video games. I will run a fucking video game here and there, but I don't have the time to go every fucking night like I used to because now I'm on a different wavelength, right? Like all a wavelength as in, because I'm not saying I'm on wavelengths of a different person. I just don't have the fucking time because the time that I could be putting into video games or the time that I'm putting into video games, I could be putting into learning something about business. And I would rather learn about business and get closer to where I need to be than spend time wasting on video games, right? So if you are in that moment, you're like, what's my message to you guys that like, dude, I don't have the message of success of like, dude, we're going to get there. It's going to be fucking awesome. It's going to be sweet, right? However, my message is like, what if you do win? If you quit, if you're tired, if you don't want to keep going, you stop pushing yourself to the next level of like, what else do you need to learn? There's always something more that you need to learn. There's always a better way that you could put some information. There's a better way that you could communicate. There's a better way for sales. There's a better way from understanding advertising. There's a better way to advertise. There's always something better that you can do right now. Even though you're in the process and you understand this, well, reflect on yourself. Where's the time that you're wasting? Where's the optimization that you could use? And then just keep fucking going. That's my message to you guys that we're there, right? Keep fucking going. And I hope that one day I will see all you at the top. And I will also say, I hope that I get to the top because I'm not there yet. So my success isn't guaranteed. This is what my entire message has been. Like, this is a reflection on my entire message today. I'm not there yet. I have learned these things and I'm implementing them now in my life. And I hope that with just effort, consistency, discipline, all the above, that one day I will get there. And I believe that one day I will get there. But I have to act as well. That's where one thing on me is sometimes I'd get to the point to where I get there. I get all the way up to this point and then I don't fucking act. And now I've reflected on numerous times where I haven't acted. And now I'm fucking acting, right? I'm taking the step that I keep preventing myself from taking. So don't take this message, my previous message of that I'm fucking Mr. Perfect and I know it all. And then I think that the answers to all the problems are the fucking answers that I'm going to give you, right? I'm learning this too. I'm going through the same position for the people that don't know if they're going to succeed. And it feels like you're sacrificing your time and you're not enjoying your time because all your time is going to something that you're not even making money from right now. Or maybe you are making money, but it's not a lot of money. Like it actually takes more time from you, and hope that in the future it takes less time from you. Like all these things is the shit that I'm learning right now. And I just hope that in 5 years I look back and I'm like, I'm glad I took that fucking step. That's my fucking message for today. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope that you don't think that I know everything. I don't. Leave a message, leave a comment, fucking hit me up, text me, DM me, whatever, and say, hey, this is a good book I read. I love book recommendations. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, a lot of like mental podcasts, like changing the way your mindset is kind of podcast, business podcasts, what to do when you're not doing shit podcasts, like things like that. And I want to learn. I have the desire for growth, right? And if you can give me some insight, what's changed your life and what you've done to better your life and optimize your time, dude, save me the time that it took you to learn it, that I haven't learned yet. So I love listening to information. I love listening to insights that other people have, right? All right. Well, thanks for listening. Episode 10. I hope that one hits. You have a good night.